Hi, I'm Ree from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to my channel and another speed clean with me. Today's speed clean's a bit different because we've actually got guests coming. So I'm doing a power hour before I have a shower to tidy up before they arrive. This is a bit different for us because the day I'm filming this is the day after we have been allowed guests inside our home for the first time since the pandemic started. So this will be the first time we've had guests other than people who have been in our official bubble since we moved into our new house. So I thought I'd do a bit of a power hour, tidy up a little bit because quite frankly my house really could do with it. And here are my children in their pajamas playing nicely, but to prove that there's a little bit of a mess going on, I'm actually going to leave them there, which means they'll make more mess, and I'm gonna do a bit of cleaning and things, then we'll go back and tidy the mess they're making. First job is to put the cushions outside. It's a glorious day, so hopefully we can spend a bit of time out in the garden, even though people are allowed in the house. Doesn't mean we can ignore the garden, can we? Especially in the nice weather. And I am going to clean the downstairs bathroom because it's going to be the first time that other people are going to be using our downstairs bathroom, and they'll see how, quite frankly, grubby it becomes when all of my family are using it and no one other than me ever cleans it up, apparently. I do get my children to help around the house, as you know if you've seen my other videos, but they seem to just not realise that bathrooms need cleaning. I think they think that fairies do it. Very quickly, I'm going to address the cushions on the outside seat again. I know we've moved past that, but where do you guys store the cushions for your outdoor seats? If we leave them outside, they go manky when it rains. But then through the summer, I have this problem of not really having anywhere to put them in the house. They end up dumped in the corner of my kitchen looking a mess. Just wondering if anyone could weigh in on that. So cleaning this towel rail, which gets incredibly dusty. I mean, like unusual, disproportionate perhaps amount of dust seems to gather on this towel rail. It's great obviously for storing towels and things, for heating the bathroom in the winter, and apparently for gathering dust. I mean, look at that, it's disgusting. It's just right. So I'm just showing you the reality of cleaning and our home. So now we're going to just do the windowsill. The bathroom is fully tiled, so it's quite easy to wipe over, and then all around the sink. This sink probably gets the most use and abuse in the house and therefore gets the dirtiest. And as you know, you've heard me talk about this before, you get tap snot, don't you, under the tap. You know, where you lift it up and it gathers under there. Don't know how to stop that building up other than to just wipe it away when it happens, but it's constant. So we've got these little shelves under here where this is just boxed in and tiled in pipes and stuff. It's just another surface to gather dust, really. Look, ugh. I do have a proper floor cleaner thing that I use in the other hard floored areas of the house, but this flooring area in here is so small that I just tend to wipe it over once I've finished wiping the other bits. I tend to use quite a lot of these cloths while I'm cleaning. So that first cloth, the blue cloth I showed you that was really gross, I'm not still using that cloth. I just got quite a lot of blue cloths, and then obviously like once I've cleaned the toilet, that goes in the wash and I grab another one and then I keep going. These microfiber cloths were such a good investment. I used to use years and years ago, I used kitchen roll for everything. I went through loads of it. It wasn't so good for the environment. And I invested in a few packs of these microfiber cloths, and they're just fab. Just make sure you don't wash them with any fabric softener. Wash them on nice and hot to clean them, and then I will absolutely just be able to recommend them. You can use them for just everything in your home. So I'm going to put a nice neat folded towel there, and I'm going to make it look neat and tidy by stamping the corner of the toilet roll, that's what it's called, with the tap. Now the downstairs bathroom looks tidy. I mean, I doubt it will stay like that by the time my guests arrive because my children will have messed it up by then, but at least I've tried. So as you can see, I'm still like pre-shower in scruffs, haven't got ready for the day yet. And can I just add, it's so flippin' hot today, just so hot. I don't want to complain. I don't want to be that Brit that's like, oh, it's too hot, oh, it's too cold. But if you're not from the UK, you may not know that us British people don't cope with weather very well. When it's cold, the country comes to a standstill and we're all like, it's so cold and so wet. And then when it's hot, because we don't have air conditioning, because it's only really hot for a couple of days a year, we're all melting and we can't cope. So yeah, for those non-Brits among you, us Brits just don't do well with weather at all. By the way, I don't know if you can tell from the video here, the amount of muck that just came off that doormat, considering I make my children take their shoes off when they come in, was insane. So I guess they step on that with their shoes and take their shoes off. But the amount of dust that came off it when I tipped it upside down, so I'd highly recommend vacuuming the back of a mat because it really gets all of the bits that are stuck in the mat out. So I'm now putting on my super sexy mop socks that my teenager mocks me for. Don't mock the mop socks, they're cool and you know it. They just stop me leaving footprints everywhere and they kind of buff in the floor, I guess, like dry it as I go rather than leave footprints, which makes me happy. Plus they're a bit silly. The girls who are still playing Duplo have not noticed them because when they do notice them, they're like, Mummy, I must wear them too. I'm just noticing how manky the top of the skirting boards are, by the way. Yuck. So that I wasn't going to do the skirting boards right now, then looked at them and thought, ugh. So they've been wiped. So the floor has had a little disinfect with my Philida 1-2 spray, and it's got the wild rhubarb anti-bac floor stuff in it from Method. Oop, just noticed another skirting board. Yuck, yuck. So wiping over all that, and because it's been vacuumed, hopefully I've got all the bits up, and then this is just to disinfect the floor and make it smell good. So now I'm going to give a little wipe around in my office. It gets really dusty in here too. In fact, thinking about it, my whole house gets dusty. Is it just to do with the amount of people? Is it just more people equals more dust? Or do you have a family of less than 6 people living in your home and it still gets incredibly dusty? Did you notice when you had more people or fewer people living in your home, then the dust changes? If you could weigh in on this and let me know, because I don't know, I just wonder why my house is so very dusty. So I've just given the surfaces a very quick wipe over. I try and keep my office tidy as much as possible. It's difficult when I get deliveries for things for videos, and also I've got my lights and my tripods and things, but I do find if I've got a tidier environment to work in, I am more productive. I feel like tidy office, clear mind, that kind of thing. But it does get really, really dusty. Again, I look at my desk sometimes and think, oh, it's just thick with dust. So now this is a really quick power hour speed clean. This is not a deep clean by any stretch. Really, I need to pull out that little sofa and go all behind it. I am just very quickly vacuuming behind these baskets. This is the laundry room area, which is the other side of my office. So my office is the other side of that Calyx unit that you can see on the screen. I have got house tour videos if you want to have a proper look around the house and kind of get more of an idea of what's next to what. So this is our extension, which is now our dining room, but it's all been kind of pushed to the side because I was exercising in here earlier. I tried to fit in a little workout which I was doing on my iPad while the children were playing Duplo in the lounge, and I was trying to do that. I think the only time I can fit in exercising, or the only time I can face exercising in this weather is quite early in the morning before the weather gets insanely hot. So I'm gonna just vacuum these mats, but these mats are actually machine washable, so I've got 2 sets of them. So when they get a bit gross, they're not too bad in the summer, they just get a few bits in them and things, but in the winter the AstroTurf obviously doesn't get muddy because that grass outside is fake. Yes, it is fake. It's just how it stays nice and tidy all the time. But when the children have walked back from school and their feet are muddy, then they do come in, take the wellies and things off on those, and they get really manky. So it's easy to just chuck them in the washing machine. I said I wasn't going to pull everything out, but I'm doing this corner because I saw kind of tumbleweed levels of dust from the other side of the room. So if I can see it, I'm pretty sure my guests can see it the first time they ever visit our home. So I am just gonna, let me check at the time. I haven't got much time for this really, guys. Honestly, I've got to do this power hour and I've got to have a shower because I've been exercising and now cleaning, and it's about 1,000,000 degrees, and quite frankly, I smell. So I've got to get on with this, and then I've got to make sure that not just my house is tidy, but I'm a bit tidier before my guests arrive, and that my children are dressed. It is a nice change of pace in the school holidays to be able to opt to get up. They still get up at a reasonable time, but to kind of have breakfast in pajamas and then to just spend a bit of time chilling before getting really on with the day and dressed and things. So it's quite a nice change, really. We do still get dressed, reasonably early, but it's nice to have a reasonably calm morning. So this white floor, it does show up a lot of the dust and things. My husband did re-grout it. If you watched our home renovation series, then you'll know that originally we chose to have white grout, which was just such a mistake because it just stained terribly. Whatever I cleaned it with, it just re-stained. So he re-grouted it with grey, and I can highly recommend that because the white tiles come up quite clean, quite easily, but the grout was a nightmare. So it is now time to try and tidy up and clean the lounge a little bit, because I guess we're going to have friends over. I think they're going to get to sit on our sofa. We're going to have friends sit on our sofa for the first time. I know this may seem like a strange thing to get excited about, but it's been a long time, and we're not going back to normal in this house because we've never had normal in this house. We moved into it in April 2020, but we're moving towards a new normal. By the way, I've asked the children to tidy up. This is their response. Yeah. Oh look, they did put something away, sort of. So I think I'm just gonna have to encourage them. I do put that tidy up song on. If you ask your Alexa, I'm spelling it so that she doesn't set off in your home. But if you ask her to play the tidy up song, it goes do 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 do, and then sings a rather sort of encouraging tidy up song. I asked the children to see if they can finish tidying whatever room they're doing before the song ends, and they find that quite motivating. So just giving this place a little vacuum. I've given it a little wipe over dust. Like I said, we're not going deep with this clean. It's more of a surface, make it look like my house is clean, kind of clean, than an actual deep clean. I am still vacuuming. Oh no, I'm not. I've grabbed my Vileda 1-2 spray. So I've just done in these little corners. Luckily, this will dry ridiculously quickly. As you may or may not have noticed, I've changed my purple mop socks for blue ones because the purple ones were soaking from having done the rest of the floors. They actually came in a pack of 3. So I've got purple ones, pink ones, and blue ones. They're fab, aren't they? And the obvious answer to that is yes, Ree, they're fab. Anyway, time to sort some washing out. I think I've already done 2 loads of laundry this morning, sticking in some of those smelly things, what are they called? The sprinkly things. I can never remember the name of them. Scent boosters. Obviously this is towels and cloths and things that are going to get washed on hot. So we are only doing that without any fabric softener. So that's my office looking a bit tidier. The lounge, you can now see the floor and not a big thick layer of dust anymore. The cushions are all outside, ready to sit down nicely. Hopefully sit outside a little bit with friends, which is nice, but then if it gets too hot, we're allowed to legally come inside without worrying about breaking the law. I know. Small things that are now making me happy. Kitchen was pretty tidy, but I've given the floor a bit of a once over, and the dining room is kind of all set, which they have never seen it before, so it's just going to be so nice to have friends over. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it motivating. I will see you all soon. Let me know which room you will be power hour speed cleaning next. Choose a video from on screen and enjoy. Bye.